of business do you just thank them.
Just thank them for advertising.
For advertising in the Current, because you know what? This newspaper doesn't exist without them.
Yep.
So
all that calendar stuff, community news,
absolutely.
Pictures of your kids.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's take a call from Chris in Philadelphia, who's been waiting patiently. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, Gary, how are you?
Good. So you wanted to talk about Maxine Waters?
It's Maxine Waters, but where she gives a symbol for Panther power at Aretha Franklin.
Oh, did you? I didn't see it.
With the raised fist,
is
that
like
it?
No, I did not see that. Is that what really?
Yeah.
The Black Panther power?
She put her fist up against the chest, and that's the Black Panther symbol.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of on the news. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but yeah, it's kind of like what's this double? Why would they be able to get away with these kind of things? I mean, why?
Yeah, well, here's the other thing. Why was Louis Farrakhan at the funeral? Who invites a guy like Louis Farrakhan to your funeral?
You invite
really?
yourself.
Actually, it was Farrakhan. It was Jesse Jackson and what's that other guy's name? Sharpton?
Yeah.
And then Clinton right next to that.
Yeah.
Like, really?
It's the
Wow.
Scoping out Ariana as she walked by, too. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not that I watched much of it, but, it's like...
I saw that clip.
Oh, yeah, I saw that as well. But at least Bill's consistent, right? The old guy's consistent.
He stole my life, and,
He's still got
in my
it.
opinion.
might be sporting a little Viagra or something, but he's still hanging out there. Well, good for you, Bill. I'm glad you still have that urge to ogle at the ladies.
Yeah, go back. He's never going back to the Oval Office again.
That's right. Thank goodness.
No more tricks in the Oval Office.
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention to the Aretha stuff. I mean, I saw a little bit every morning while I was drinking my coffee before I went to work, and saw that the people lined up, and people loved Aretha. I mean, she was really awesome and just a phenomenal talent. If you ever, besides the Motown stuff, she was getting into the opera stuff, and I had no idea.
Beautiful voice,
oh
voice,
my
beautiful
gosh.
person, but just the way they portrayed it, it was totally political. Totally.
Yeah. And that's disappointing.
A one-sided thing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Meghan McCain just short time ago using her father's time for eulogy to bash Trump. Meghan, what is wrong with you, woman? You're going to take your father's funeral and turn it into a bashing of Trump?
It's widespread. It's like all over. It's some kind of disease spread. And
it's called
horrible,
progressivism.
horrible.
Yeah,
I live in Philadelphia, and I see the sanctuariness, the sanctuary city problems, the tent cities, the disgust, the feces all over, the needles, it's everywhere, all over the city. It's disgusting. And in the last 5 years, it's gotten even worse. It's horrible.
Wait a minute. Did you vote?
We're actually turning into San Francisco slowly.
Really? Did you vote in the 2016 election?
Since then, 10 cities have grown, I would say, by at least 75%.
No, but did you vote? Did you vote in the 2016 election?
Absolutely.
Well, that's
absolutely.
Odd. So you voted for Obama, huh?
No.
Well, I don't understand this because I'm given to understand that there were no votes recorded for Trump in the 2016 election in Philadelphia.
That's right. They said that, right?
Yeah.
I forgot
that.
that.
One vote for Trump in Philadelphia, and you're telling us you did.
No. You're all right. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying Philadelphia is also, because of the homelessness and the sanctuary city nonsense, it is as bad as San Francisco now.
It's getting just as bad.
Oh, my gosh.
And then they imposed this soda tax where when you buy a 20-ounce soda, it costs you $3 or $4. And then they take that money, the city takes that money, supposedly for the school district, and then all of a sudden $33 million is missing. From what? The soda tax. Ooh, who got it? Mr. Kenny, the mayor.
And that
the mayor who did the little dance when he said they were sanctuary city.
What's the chance of him being unelected this next time around?
I don't know.
Oh God! Well, you have my sympathies, Chris, for living there or having to live there. So
try and vote this time.
Actually, I left the city and I live maybe 40 miles out of the city now.
Oh, okay.
A little town called Pennsburg, and it's quiet. And nobody bothers me, and it's great out here.
Oh, that's good. Well, you moved out to the right area. So, well, Chris, great hearing from you, man. Call in again.
Sure will.
All right,
Thanks,
take care, brother. Bye bye.
Right.
Okay, so let's take a call from Alex in Plymouth. Alex, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Ed.
Hey.
Good to be on.
Yep.
I just got to talk a little bit about John McCain. I want to point out the fact.
You're breaking up on us, Alex.
Oh, I want to point out the fact that he ran around on his ex-wife, his recently disfigured wife, when he got back from Vietnam, and dumped her and married some hot-looking babe, younger,
wealthy,
10 years younger, wealthy. Yeah,
the
he
lady
was also by the numbers. He was a member of the Keating Five. That Lincoln Savings and Loan debacle scandal early on in his career. He was a member of the Gang of Eight.
Yeah,
which was basically the 2013 amnesty bill that they tried to ram through the legislature, but John Boehner killed that bill. He's been a long-term globalist and neocon, and he actually, because he was an admiral's son and grandson, he graduated last in his class at the Naval Academy, and if he didn't have that pedigree, I don't think he would have been on that flight deck of the Forrestal.
Yeah, well, and that's what we were talking with Dick before the show, that there were some oddities in his past. And I'm not going to go into them because I don't know what's fake news and what's not. But there were, I think, 4 planes that he crashed prior, not including the Forrestal incident. So we're going to take that out because I don't know what's real and what's not with that Forrestal. But it's an interesting read, and I would highly tell anybody, go ahead and look up the Forrestal incident. And Snopes calls it false, but I don't know. I don't trust Snopes at all anyway.
About the marriage thing, his first wife had forgiven him. Actually, they gave her a lot of money also, but she spoke well of him, and they remained friendly. The 3 of them remained friendly till his death. And he remarked at one point that it was a wrong thing of him to do, that he was just immature, and that it was wrong of him to do what he did. So,
well, at least he admitted it.
Yes, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that she forgave him, but it also shows his impulsiveness through the years and him failing to look at the consequences of his actions.
Yeah. So, like meeting with terrorists in Syria. I'm just going to say it. Anyway, I didn't plan on getting in and bashing John. Anything else, Alex?
Okay. No. I didn't either. Those are facts, and I just wanted them to be out there. I don't believe in bashing him, nor do I believe in deifying him now.
Correct. Absolutely.
Well,
all right.
Nice talking to you guys.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, we'll
Take care.
Alex.
Bye-bye. Now let's take a call from Gary in Hazel Park. Gary, welcome to the show.
Hey, gentlemen. Hey, I have to agree with the last caller. Everybody has got their head so far up the dead John McCain's took us. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
This man is not the hero that they want to make him out to be. We in the military, in the aviation field of the military, when we're sitting around the ready rooms and talking about him on the flight deck, we're not telling people how great he is. We're talking about his actual history, his record of cracking up those planes, turning his back on his men, and apparently, it's very hard to, how shall we say, prove this, but the word is he did not suffer all those wounds in his arms through torture. It was through the crash. When he crashed his plane, when he was hot dogging and off mission when he shouldn't have been there, and got his butt shot down, that's what caused his arms to be screwed up, not torture. He was called Songbird McCain in certain circles because he was not the man they think he is in Hanoi. Now, I understand that this was decades ago, and it's going to be hard to prove or disprove. So this information needs to be put out there so people stop thinking that we should canonize this man.
Yeah, well, and you and I both know, Gary, if he were a Trump supporter, you wouldn't be canonizing him. He wouldn't be a hero. He wouldn't probably even be lying in state at this point. But because he is a big Trump hater, the elite in Washington, the Democrats in Washington, the media lionize him. And I don't believe that is correct. I don't think he was that good a senator, frankly.
The whole Washington, D.C. funeral is out of place, I think, for a state senator.
And I'll tell you one thing, too. When I turned on the radio program this morning, I heard you talking. I jumped out of my chair and was dancing around my yard because I finally heard somebody talking the truth about McCain.
Wow, a satisfied customer.
One satisfied customer coming up. All right, anything else, Gary?
You guys have a good time. I'm out here building a fence, so I'll talk to you later.
Take care, brother. Thanks.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, well, it is Labor Day. So, enjoy the weekend. Spend it with your families.
Yes.
Don't do anything silly and dumb, like I sometimes do on holidays. But
that cuts out a lot of options. Oh, darn. Now what am I going to do?
So I want to go into this. The trade deal with Mexico. Another win for us, as far as I'm concerned. Mexico came to the table, and it's not just the outgoing president, because they are kind of pushing to get this done. It sounds like the socialist president that's coming in, AMLO, is okay with this.
I'm not following this. I don't understand that. I'm skeptical. I'll be honest. I'm skeptical.
I understand, too.
I haven't heard the details. Somebody said all the tacos we want. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what it is. AMLO's looking at Venezuela and saying, yeah, maybe I'm not going to push all this crazy socialist stuff like I would kind of my heart's telling me to, because you know what? The real life socialism is right there, just a 1,000 miles away in Venezuela, where it used to be a beautiful, rich, wealthy country. They've still got all the oil in the world in Venezuela, and they can't get it out of the ground because why?
They're socialists.
Because they're socialist morons. Yeah. People are struggling. They're eating out of garbage cans. People are starving to death in Venezuela. Why? Because you went socialist. Mm-hmm. And all our dumb millennial kids who are being warped by the educational system and our university system here.
Che Guevara shirts.
Yeah, wearing Che Guevara shirts and pushing socialism. I saw something on the internet today that I don't know if it's true, but 70% of millennials, you saw this, you responded to the meme. 70% of millennials don't know about Auschwitz?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask my own son when I go home. Have they taught you anything in high school about World War II and the Holocaust or anything?
No, they'll tell you how bad America was in Vietnam.
I'm just flabbergasted that our educational system is not spending time on World War II era. World War II and one
when people
are pretty doggone important to the history of the world. How come nobody's talking about that?
When somebody like Cuomo can come out and say America never was great, go say that in Normandy to a French person there who would buy you a beer or a glass of wine just because you're are American.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Let's take a call from Walter in Belleville. Walter, welcome to the show.
All right, man. Here it comes. I tell you what. Hey, man, by the way, I'm sick and tired of you guys just being on 1 hour, man. When it gets good, man, it's always time to go off. Oh, God, my goodness. You guys need to be on 3 hours, man. If y'all can just get some of Hugh Hewitt's time, reduce them down to 2 minutes, it ain't changed. He just need a commentary. That guy's such a disaster, man. He's so wishy-washy and double-minded and unstable.
You mean the NBC guy, Hugh Hewitt?
Hugh Hewitt.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be on this station.
He used to be on this station.
Did we used to have him?
Yes, after Bennett, but then he just went after Michigan and he went after Trump. Yes, I miss Bill Bennett. Yeah,
I do too. Voice of reason.
Bill Bennett, I liked him, but I'll take him over Hugh Hewitt any day, man.
Yeah.
Well, Bill and I were friends. That's what I liked.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
I like him. Oh, he's still around. Oh,
yeah, he still does his
podcast.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Walter?
John McCain.
Oh,
man of the hour.
Forgive me, Lord.
Don't speak ill of the dead.
Right. I'll repent tomorrow after my statement.
Right. Go ahead. Get it out. Vent.
Did you notice the first class crooks at his memorial service? I looked at that camera scan. Scanned across the audience. I seen Mr. High Gas Price, no oil himself, Al Gore.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Global Warming himself.
Yeah, and the Bushes. Mm-hmm. And the Bushes.
Just like Jesse Jackson, we're going to have to revisit that statement. We didn't agree with it at the time because we was all in for Bush, but get out of the bushes.
I wonder if George Soros came.
This is what I heard. I've heard excuses upon excuses, both from the some of the radio shows, including a local Christian station, giving kudos to John McCain and actually giving him excuses. Some guy, a politician, spoke up and said that his mom had brain cancer, the same kind that John McCain had, and this which resulted in his decision making and his actions toward Donald Trump, and also backstabbing Americans with the Obama health care.
Yeah, and you know what? I won't buy that excuse. I won't buy that excuse because John McCain was a globalist, and his actions toward Trump were quite clear right from the get-go. He didn't want Trump coming in and cleaning swamp. He didn't want this whole America First thing to happen because McCain was a globalist, plain and simple. That's it. And that's why he hates Trump. That's why everybody hates Trump in Washington.
Okay. And he hated us.